Live.
How many world records do you have there?
I'll look in a minute. Today is Monday, August 25th at 11:31 at God's time. I have 4, not records, but world record placements. I think I have 3 fourths and 1 second. And then this one we just did is like kind of the top one because it's when you play, the other records I have are for single missions. And this one is for an operation, which is 3 missions together. And usually you do that with 4 people, but I just did it with, but usually it's a 4 people group, and we did it with a 3-person group. And usually they give you 95 minutes to do all 3. We did all 3 in under 30 in like 27, and we didn't die, and we completed everything. So we got to see if they accept it. Like if we had all the conditions, like you have to have certain things showing on your screen. I don't know if we had everything. And if we did, then we set a world record for unscouted, which means not practicing the maps first, just like playing the game how most people play it. Because there is this, a lot of the speedrunners are glitch runners. So what they'll do is they have found ways to exploit the seed generation to generate the same like map over and over again to practice it and find the most optimal way to play. And the way the game's designed is that should never happen. Every mission you go into, even though it's the same mission type, is a different layout, a different enemy seed, different everything. So me and my group of purists, we think that that's cheating. We got kicked out of the official speedrun community because we call them cheaters and we don't agree with it. And even the development company has agreed with us that it's an exploit, but the speedrun community will not recognize that the official developers are saying that they exploit. So it's like a mess, and we called it out. We put it out in the public eye, and they got mad and banned us. So we're allowed to still participate and submit runs, and like they can't ban us from actually like competing, but they banned us from like being a part of their Discord.
Isn't there a category
discourse
like in speedruns, like seedless?
Okay, so exactly for every other game, there are 2 different categories. They split it up by randomized seed and set seed, right? But for Helldivers 2, because the mods of the speedrun community are also the ones that hold the records, they would not make 2 categories. They kept them merged because they didn't want, because at the end of the day, what it comes down to is the people that are doing it without a set seed are the better players, and they don't want people to they don't want their valor taken, essentially. Like right now they hold the number 1, so it's like if they make 2 categories and make it so that they're set seed and random seed, then everyone will look at them as like, you know, the subpar number 1s or the second place number 1s, and they didn't want that to happen. So now they've kind of made it so that there are some different categories, but not fully. They've made it in a way so that they can still use some of their glitches in the other like categories. And yeah, so we're working on like making it so that it's right. But for now, we have to deal with them a little bit like that. Oh, it is what it is. We don't really care. Like for them, they that's like their life, and for us, it's just like we just log on and win. so
just another week.
Yeah, it's not as serious for us as it is for them. Hold on one sec. Yeah, so it's whatever. No, I don't see your character, Marty, but I do see you on the stream.
So weird. I gotta spend a day fucking figuring that out.
Give me one sec.
Denton, what's new? In the trenches, ETH goes all-time high, but shitters are getting absolutely smacked.
Bro,
yeah, everybody's crying.
There's no crying.
There's no crying in the casino. All right, they're upset. I keep seeing this. Like, it's so crazy to me, the tribalism that still exists in the industry. Like, nobody wants to have a basket of assets. Everyone wants to be all in on one thing. So it's like they think that if ETH is running, then anyone who like did not like ETH doesn't hold any ETH. If you had bad things to say about Sol, then that means you didn't hold any Sol either, or you didn't like do things on Solana. It's like, dude, I was never a fan at the time when I was like doing things on Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, even Phantom or AVAX. Like, I wasn't big fans of like the network itself, really, but it doesn't mean I wasn't there, making money where the money was. And so you see this like infighting that takes place, but I think more so because the majority of people actually are that way, where they're like, I'm all in on the Solana ecosystem. So I'm only buying Sol and Sol shitters are things that launch there. It's like, why? I tweeted about it before, like, don't make the same mistake that .eth's made at the beginning of the cycle, right? Where it was very clear that Solana was having its moment, that all the attention was there. And like, it was just free money to just bid on that side of things. Whether or not you wanted to play the games or not, the base asset is still a safe bet, right? You're talking about like arguably the top 3 most liquid asset in the market. If you take out stable coins, and you're going to just deny that like it has feet. And the same thing for ETH now. It's like you look at some of these people and like all they want to do is try to short ETH against Sol. And it's like, why are you even trying to do that? Like, why not just fucking buy ETH and still buy Sol? Like the reality is pair trading is probably pretty bad for most people because they don't know what they're doing, right? And you have these people trying to like put on their own pair trades and just getting wrecked.
And it's a very long-term thing usually.
Yeah.
Like, it's a long-term play.
So what happened, Marty? We ran it up pretty hard, and then what?
We ran it up, we nuked, and then we ran it up yesterday, or was it 2 days ago? All-time high.
Yeah, it was pretty.
What did we hit? We hit like 40, almost 5K basically. But the problem is it's like a Sunday. So TradFi's closed, so you're not getting like that follow through. You had some Hyperliquid whale or some Bitcoin OG whale that's dumping Bitcoin for ETH, and then he's putting on like ETH fucking perps as well, and just going mega long ETH. He like unwound some of that shit yesterday too, but somebody clipped off like a huge clip yesterday. But it just seems a little forced. We had Jackson Hole on Friday. The speech went according to plan. There's going to be that September cut, but we already knew that. The market already, well, we knew that, I guess. Like,
no, the market didn't, dude. Something like
what happened last week? Let's cover. Maybe we need to go back and cover what happened last week. Last week, we were all on the same page for the past few months. The September cut's coming. It's happening. We know it's happening. Some fucking Bloomberg terminal scare started going around because everybody I talked to, like, oh, there's not going to be a cut. You're like, there's literally an 80% chance there's going to be a cut. So everybody,
it was 89, dude. It was 90.
Everybody de-risked last week. Sure, I get de-risking into the speech, but this seemed more than just like an average de-risk takeoff positions. This was like, let's short into it. So everybody shorted into it. The news came out. The algos went crazy. The thing just went up, like, I don't know, from where we are right now to 118 or 117 Bitcoin. ETH just absolutely jumped from, I don't know, 4,200 to 40, almost 4,800, 4,900, 4,800, I guess. And just moved too fast, And you still have this inflation thing. Inflation still is real. The tariff inflation still hasn't really settled in. But, maybe we take the other side of the bet and nothing ever happens. I mean, look at the markets. If you were to still be saying, oh, this tariff shit from April, you would be short ETH from 1,400 right, you would be short Bitcoin from 70 something, right? 75. So like the world's clearly not ending, guys. We're a few percent off of all-time highs in every market besides shitcoins. So
Yeah, in terms of shitcoins
world's
on
not
like Solana and in general, it's like 10% of the intensity as it was in like December. It's really like low activity and nothing really goes that high except for a few things.
You talk about the trenches?
And nothing's going to billions. Yeah.
Well, dude, no
Like
one.
Troll went to like 200, 300 mil. Nothing went to billions recently. And
Majors
are
are
like,
just sucking all the liquidity out of everything.
Yeah, people are like posting fucking 200K market cap coins, and like I check it like days later, and it's 300K, and they're like celebrating.
Let's see. I saw they're aiming at having some legislation on the books by end of year. I think I saw it like a couple days ago. We were supposed to stream. What was it? Loomis targets year end of crypto bill. Advanced House market structure draft to president by Thanksgiving. So I don't think any of this stuff goes into effect this year. Probably 2026. We see some stuff.
Yeah, and then they said that they're not going to go out and buy new Bitcoin. Like, come on, guys, we already knew this. Like, we knew that they were just going to hold the seized assets. Like, how is this? Any of this is like, it's like regurgitated shit from a few months ago that it's just confirming what we already knew a few months ago, and people take it as new news.
Lucas wants to know if you're long in vol, Marty.
From the last newsletter, I think was like 2 weeks ago. It was like a 3-year low or something, or like something since 2021, 4-year low. I bought some at the bottom. Seriously, that was insane. That was when you get these extremes, you have to look for a play that's, let's say, a quarter out. And okay, if you make 20 to 30% on the trade, like that's an insane trade, right? Not every trade is 100,000%, instantly. So people have to think about that too.
What are we on the front end looking like? 36, dude.
It's just dead, dude. Fucking
dead. Always.
Yeah.
Let's see. Here we are. ETH 67.
ETH
kind of stays
VRP,
right now.
It's favorable for buyers. Like it's just dead. We're just fucking dead. ETH is in its own world. ETH is in its own freaking. The front end is mega lifted. The monthly is mega lifted. It's in its own world. But Bitcoin is just like dead.
I feel like ETH has been in this like 67 to 73 range for the last like, I don't even know, like, dude, for the last 2 months maybe.
Yeah, longer than that, a few months. Yeah. Well, okay, I'm writing it in the newsletter, but there's like 3 tradable products for TradFi. There's Bitcoin, there's ETH, and there's Sol. There's a simple playbook. They fucking put basis on until it doesn't work anymore. They do the treasury codes until that doesn't work anymore. And then eventually they're probably going to start fucking selling options, or they already started. The miners have been doing this for years, but maybe these treasury codes will start selling options. Dude, that's just going to hammer vol even more, dude. It's just going to be lower and lower and lower once they get there. So we have to think about these 3 tradable products. There's Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol. They did it with Bitcoin. They're doing it with ETH. So dare I say that they do it with Sol next. Sol treasury companies, Sol fucking basis trade, Sol, to the moon, all that shit.
Yep. I think there already is some Sol DAT like in the works. I've been seeing some of the more cryptic high net worth people saying some things about it, not coming straight out and saying it, but I feel like they're probably involved or have had some paperwork sent over to them. Lucas said, everyone's saying that we are going to have an extended cycle and they'll start shorting in 2026. Honestly, don't know how I feel about that. Just holding spot right now. I am in the same position as you, Lucas. Like my original game plan was sell everything in November and fucking, walk away. I don't care if it runs up, early November, I'm out. And I don't care if it runs up a little more into December, but usually November is a good spot to move back to stables. But because of ETH right now, it's got me questioning whether my strategy is like the right one. Like, will this extend into 2026 because of, maybe positive legislation being passed, all these fucking treasury codes, like you got Wall Street bidding the fuck out of ETH. Like, just like, what was it, 2 weeks ago, a week and a half ago, you had fucking Galaxy shoving, buying thousands and thousands of ETH over 2 days. You had another fucking big company that was doing the same
The
thing.
Falcon X was selling to somebody. I forgot who they were selling to, but maybe it was to the same person, same entity. But they were, not low on ETH, but they were fucking getting rid of ETH to OTC to some guy. Some guy was accumulating for sure.
Yeah, in the not just 1,000, like in the like tens of thousands of ETH they're buying. So, the market is no longer controlled by like crypto Twitter, right? This isn't last cycle where like we were moving the markets. We're not doing that anymore. we're passive participants now. So it's kind of hard to plan out with all of this like TradFi stuff now getting intermingled. At any point in time, like more treasury companies for ETH can sprout up, or some new strategy that involves some of these assets can pop up. And then that is only going to drive more interest and more froth, more buying. But I think there's there's so many factors at play now. Like, obviously, normally it's like economic stuff that we look at, and that usually has an impact. But now it's like not only that, but what's happening in our own industry, what's happening in TradFi, the TradFi crossover, I would say, of crypto and institutions. And it's just kind of a different playing field than we were playing. It's like comparing 90s basketball to 2020s basketball. You know what I mean? Like, I thrived in 90s basketball, but 2020 basketball, 2020s, I fucking hate that shit.
The and one era, dude. You didn't succeed in the and one fucking street
I
ball?
loved that, dude. I loved that era. That was fucking, the golden times. And now you got motherfuckers like traveling all over the fucking
insane.
place, like handball, like the way that they handle the ball and travel all around the court, and like where they're forced to be in position. It's just like, I don't even understand the game anymore.
Yeah. And you watch it's like mega carries. They take 5-6 steps. They double dribble all the time. It's a shit game. So
It's insane.
That's where we're headed into crypto. We're headed into the double dribble.
That's
era.
where we're at right now with all these treasury codes and fucking. If they start selling options on that, like they start building other products on top of this, like they're
going to do it. If there's a product to be sold, they're going to sell it, right?
Yep.
So you have these treasury codes that, of course, every freaking portfolio manager in the world or every bank in the world is, hawking them to start these options.
Yeah, you're totally right.
Products, right? Like instantly.
Like funding rates, basis as indicative to market heat, greed is completely flawed right now. You can go up 30% more and fundings will be muted, and then they hammer it and look what they did. Yeah, it's just like I'm not playing around with leverage right now. Like, I've got a cozy spot bag. Maybe when we have some extension like blow off where it's obvious and I'm sitting in front of the chart, like's happened before when we've been on stream, like I'll put on a short because I have this really bad habit of liking to short my favorite asset here and there. But I'm in spot and just like chilling. I'll wait till we have some like drastic move to the upside before I think about taking some chips off the table.
Well, so my buddy was going to sell at 4K. Now it's at 5K. So where do you sell now? Like, you have to, at some point, let's say you're not like a crypto native and you're not trying to denominate your life in ETH or in Bitcoin, right? And you have wife, kids, normal shit and a regular job. At what point do you exit the crypto sphere? Or do you just
Well,
never?
you think about this, right? This is a new cycle, and ETH is the darling child right now, and it hasn't breached really all-time high by much. So would you sell all-time high would you sell last cycle's all-time high, or
No, but what if you just put the TWAP on for like a year and you're like, wherever it lands, or
I
6
don't-
months?
I don't think that's
Sell it and walk
irresponsible.
away.
Yeah,
I
like
don't think
Sell in
DCA out.
November.
DCA out.
No, I mean, I think
and then remember.
I mean, you can look historically, and historically November is fucking is usually like close to a top. Total DeFi TVL is looking great. Yeah. People are bidding.
2020 it was the start. 2020 it was just the start.
Aave's looking great. You have all. I was talking about this a couple streams ago. You have, and before ETH really took off, I was like, when you look at DeFi and like the disdain for ETH, like you wouldn't be able to tell if you looked at the metrics, because DeFi TVLs are all pumping at all-time highs. You had Aave getting over $1 billion in deposits, Athena over 10 billion, like just massive inflows into a lot of these more, we'll call them like pillars of DeFi, right? Massive inflows and increases in TVL. And some people will use that as a metric, right? Like when that starts to taper off, maybe take some chips off the table. But for me, I'm not looking at price, because prices will get irrational. We've seen that before. If you were around even during like the 2017 cycle, like nobody predicted Bitcoin to be under 1,000 and then run up to 20K, right? Like it was an insane run up. And if you were someone that was like just looking at price, you would have sold yourself way short and got out way earlier than you need to do. So
ETH went from like single dollars to 1,000.
Yeah,
in like a year and a half.
So like I don't like having a price point to where I'm going to exit. I try and look at like historically, like history doesn't repeat itself, but it often rhymes. I'm a very firm believer in time being a flat circle because of people's goldfish memories and being able to kind of run the same playbook over and over again until
for
it can't.
sure.
And so for me, it's more, I think, looking at different signs that we're near rather than using a price point. And then timing, right? Like when is the time that usually this happens? So when we get in October, November, if we've had some massive run up, like I'm out. I don't care if it extends another 15%, 20%. Like I'm fine with it.
You'll let us know, Aniden.
Yeah, I'll let you guys know I'm getting out. I'll say not financial advice. Cozy's taking chips off the table. I definitely would be shorting there, but I'd be moving my spot holdings to stables and looking for a good stable farm.
Mm-hmm.
What else we got going on? We got
I gotta jump here, fellas. I'm back Wednesday. I don't know. Do we want to leak that?
I gotta go in 5 minutes, but that's
that
it.
we've been quoting Cayenne on the staging for a minute.
Go ahead.
Over the weekend, we've been stable and quoting on the testnet. Hopefully, we can get that testnet out to the alpha group to test more. It's a staging. I think it's staging.
I know. I'm just on the demo page.
Yeah, the demo's screwed and the other one's screwed, but staging works, has been stable for a few weeks.
So soon.
For about a week.
It's coming so soon.
So once we get that stable and ready, then we can have the alpha group up and ready working on it. And then we can launch to the publics, or you guys can launch to the publics. We're awaiting the launch.
Yeah, generally the plan for our listeners right now is we are doing internal testing at the moment. We're integrating a lot of the on-chain components into the system. We're going to have our alpha testers test on-chain deposits, withdrawals, simulating some of the trades, and then we will open up to. You'll hear about it. I'll be shouting from the roofs for probably 2 weeks before the testnet goes live. But then we'll have a testnet trading competition, real money for you guys to earn. And on our end, we kind of use that as like, I call it a behavioral stability audit. You can the way I look at things is like you can, and when you look at DeFi apps and protocols as a whole, you can have the code audited all you want and, you know, everything come back fine. But once people start using something, right, like, and there's ways they could possibly exploit other people. And those are the things that we like to find out. How are people trying to exploit other people on the platform, and not in a hacker exploit way, but in just like a negative or exploitative type behavior way. And then how do we put in safeguards to stop that or keep that from happening? So during the trading competition, we'll be monitoring kind of the activity on the platform. If we need to update anything, any parts of the infrastructure, we'll do that. And then we'll go live. But it is coming. It is
My
coming.
body's ready.
Yep.
All right, fellas. See you on Wednesday.
Yep. We will be back on Wednesday. Sorry
Bye-bye.
for the short one today.
Peace.
Don't get liquidated.